away.com.
You won't admit you love me, and so how am I ever to know? You always tell me, perhaps, perhaps, perhaps.
On this pristine hilltop in California's Napa County, just a stone's throw from the small town of St. Helena and the majestic Mayakama Mountains, we find Rombauer Vineyards. After a friendly greeting and a full glass, every guest quickly finds that this wine resonates the same simple generosity as its makers.
Rombauer Vineyards is family owned and operated. We started back in 1980 with a very small team of people, my mother, my father, my sister and I, and we had a few employees, and we all worked incredibly hard to make a great product. And over the years we've grown. We have about 50 full-time employees that allow us to make these beautiful wines every vintage. And I'd just like to say that that's an incredible thing to have people that work for you that treat it like their own business.
Adorning this stunning piece of land, originally the Rombauer family residence, the vineyard came into existence in 1981.
Our vineyards are located throughout the Napa Valley. We have some wonderful vineyards up in the Calistoga area, beautiful vineyards in the St. Helena area, the Stags Leap area, Atlas Peak, down in the Carneros region. We own about 50% of our vineyards, and then we have long-term contracts with grape growers.
Faced with entering the sometimes ostentatious world of winemaking, the vineyard's founder, Mr. Rombauer, envisioned a business with a plain goal: giving life to wines suited to any meal or occasion that could be equally enjoyed in coming years or from the instant of their creation.
You know, I think we approach this family business with a tremendous amount of passion, tremendous amount of pride, and we are programmed. The only way we know how to do it is every single vintage to try and make it better and better. We love wine, we love sharing it with our friends and all our customers, and it's so much more interesting to take a better and better wine out there. So I think we're really just so focused and centric on trying to make better and better wines every year.
Meanwhile, out in the vineyard, master winemaker Richie Allen delicately balances the sensitive scales that determine each year's harvest. An Australian transplant, Richie originally chose a very different path than wine. Once moving toward a life in molecular biology, today he successfully manages and maintains this radiant 300-acre vineyard.
I've been at Rombauer for 10 years, and how the Rombauer family differs from other wineries I've worked at around the world is they're really focused on making the best wine. Most other places in the world, you're trying to make wine to a cost per gallon or a cost per litre, whereas the Rombauers, they really are just focused on making the best wine possible. One thing that we're very focused on is from the vineyard to the bottle. So the whole winemaking process, from focusing on getting our vineyards as close to perfect as we can get to bottling and everything in between, we're really leading the industry in terms of technology and innovation to make the best wines we can.
Step into the tasting room and you're greeted with the fanciful art collected by KR on his many travels. Retire with a glass in hand to the porch or the quaint gardens featuring countless varieties of plants and flowers.
My mother just loved to garden, and so we had this running joke. She would plant things faster than we can get irrigation up and installed and running. And so eventually we all gave up and just let her continue to plant, but we hired a couple of people to help out. So we have kind of a beautiful sprawling garden going down the south side of the winery, and just lots of different plants, azaleas, rhododendrons, hydrangeas, ferns, the list goes on. But it's just very pleasant, and we're, we've always been big gardeners.
Holding true to their German roots and imparting the idea that every meal deserves a complementing wine, the Rombauers forge ahead, bringing joy of many varieties. While garnering most acclaim for their Chardonnay, their Zinfandel, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon and Port are not to be missed.
I guess the main thing for us is really breaking the mold of Rombauer. We're very well known for Chardonnay, but the people in the know are really starting to notice our red wines, especially our Cabernet and Merlot and the Zinfandel. And we're really now, rather than just being a winery that makes one world-class wine, we're really making 4 world-class wines, and we really just want to keep focusing on that.
We just try to make sure that our wines are well balanced, they have aromas that are inviting and interesting, and that they have great flavor and texture on the palate.
With an attitude as refreshing as its wine, Rombauer Vineyards gently reminds us of the traditions surrounding the ancient beverage while leading us into its future. To see more about what Rombauer Vineyards offers, visit rombauer.com.